Hi, Professor. My name is Jagruti. Along with my teammates Sipika and Duncan, would like to present you our project that is on cooperative ping pong game. It is a multi-agent reinforcement learning game. The outline of our presentation is going to be, first we'll discuss about the introduction of the topic, then the problem that will include the problem statement and motivation for the project, architecture of the multi-agent reinforcement learning, and the environmental setup that we have done for the project, methodology of implementing. It will include the A2C, that is advantage actor critic model and proximal policy optimization. Then we'll have a comparative result analysis of A2C and PPO. In this, we have 4 models implemented, A2C and PPO with custom CNN and without custom CNN. The motivation behind this project is to build an application or a game that is a multiplayer game. Since we were interested in developing a multiplayer game, the importance in multiplayer game is on coordination, planning the next action based on the other actions moves, and controlling multiple agents at once in the environment. In this particular game, the cooperative ping pong game, there are 2 agents, and their objective is to keep playing the game for a longer period of time without having to lose the ball on any of the edges. There are 2 agents which are playing on the edge, which keep moving on the edge, and once the ball touches the agent, it bounces at a random angle. If the ball is missed from any of the agent, then the game is terminated. To develop this game, we have used butterfly environment of Petting Zoo. Petting Zoo is similar to the OpenAI Gym environment, and Petting Zoo we have used because it's allowing and supporting parallel environments and for the multi-agent game. For pre-processing task of the environmental agents, we have used SuperSuite to adjust the frame size of the environment, to stack all the environments together, and then finally passing it to the model. We have used SuperSuite. In this case, the speed of the ball, the agent speed, the collision of the ball, these are the variable factors which are present in the environment. For implementing the model, we have used the stable baseline libraries. There are multiple hyperparameters that we had to tune and train the model multiple times to check for the best possible model, and also build an custom CNN policy from scratch. And all the evaluation of the 4 models we have done using TensorFlow board for to check the matrices. In case of multi-agent reinforcement learning, there are multiple agents which are part of the environment. It is very similar to single agent reinforcement learning. The only difference is all the agents are trying to interact to a single node or server and trying to find a single best optimal policy for all the agents to keep interacting in the environment. But this process gets complex as the number of agents keeps on increasing and the model gets more complex in nature. To avoid this problem, a decentralized approach is taken, in which the agent tries to interact with the nearest present agent and passes on the information, and based on this information passing, the best optimal solution or the policy is chosen for all the agents in the environment. Now we'll be discussing about the A2C. A2C is a policy gradient approach. In case of A2C, there is an actor model and a critic model. Sometimes both of them are trained in separate network, and sometimes it can be trained together in a single network. The main focus of the actor model is to take the input and to find the best possible output, and it tries to control the behavior of the agent by learning the optimal policy. The critic model tries to evaluate the actions computed by the actor model, and it keeps updating the weight at each step. The computation of the Q value in the actor model, it can be decomposed into two states. One is the value function, another is the advantage function. The part of the value function is to find out whether this particular action in the state is good or not. The advantage function tries to check whether this particular action is going to result in better is going to give higher rewards or not in future. So if the value of the advantage function is negative, then it's not a good approach, and the probability should be probably decreased in that case. If the value of the advantage function is positive, then the probability of it has to be increased. In case of A2C, it is a synchronized approach. That means all the actors are trying to work together, like they process all the information, and when all the information is processed, it's passed on to the global network to find the parameters and calculate the optimal policy, and the policy is again sent back to the workers. And for in the next iteration, all the workers start with the same policy again. But in case of A3C, that is asynchronous version, all the workers, they interact with the global network individually and try to work on updating the policy. Which in case of A3C, it is seen that the noise, if there is high noise, there can be high noise and high variance. That's why A2C is a better approach, because it keeps the coordination synchronous. Passing on to Deepika for the PPO models.
Thank you, Jagriti. As part of our project, we have also implemented PPO algorithm, that is proximal policy optimization. Primarily, this algorithm solves for the problem which occurs in traditional policy gradient algorithms, that is high variation in the gradient optimization. This problem is not only solved in this, it is other algorithms like TRPO also focuses to solve this high variance in the gradient optimization. But what makes PPO special, or what makes it more favorable or highly approachable, is it is very easy or simpler to compute when compared to TRPO, because in TRPO it solves the problem by including a constraint, that is KL divergence. It adds to the overhead. It solves the objective but computationally expensive. But when it comes to PPO, the same objective is solved simple by adding a clipping, like by restricting the agent to not take the steps too small or too large. Let us go through each of the steps that happens in PPO algorithm. The first is calculating the ratio between the old and new policy. This calculation, it also happens in TRPO. What makes it distinct is the second equation, which is clipped surrogate objective function. It has a minimization over the common objective that it shares with the TRPO, and then the clipping of the same probability, but clipping it between 1 minus epsilon and 1 plus epsilon times the advantage function. By taking the minimum value between these two, the agent is able to solve for a very less different policy when compared to the old policy, such that the new policy is not completely different from the old policy, and the problem is solved hence. The third value is the loss function that is used for PPO. It first starts with the clipped objective function that we see in the second equation, followed by the second term, which is mean square error of the value function. And the third is the entropy term, which makes the agent to explore the environment more to take even good actions. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah, this is the pictorial representation of how the algorithm works. The first case, it explains if the action, the current action, if the action is advantageous, it increases the probability of the action to happen in the current policy, but not extend the higher range of 1 plus epsilon by making it flatten after that higher range. Similarly, for the other case where the action is negatively advantageous, it reduces the probability of that action to happen in the current policy, but not too less that it stops at 1 minus epsilon. In the paper where they have proposed a PPO, they have used the value of 0.2 for this epsilon hyperparameter. We in this project we have experimented 4 flavors of algorithm. That is PPO with default CNN policy that comes from stable baselines, and then PPO with custom CNN. We build the custom CNN by extending the base extract feature class, and then A2C. The fourth is A2C with same custom CNN. For custom CNN, this is the skeleton we used. It has 2 convolutional layers followed by ReLU activation function. Then the value is all flattened and feed as input for our agents. We also tracked the training progress with the help of TensorBoard logs. When it comes to A2C training, we can see the policy loss, it's all fluctuating. It's not consistently decreasing. It's all going high and going down. When it comes to A2C with custom CNN, it gets even more bad that the fluctuation is more. The fluctuation starts in the beginning itself. This is a log that's recorded for PPO with the default CNN policy. It worked as expected that the loss get gradually decreased. There is no steep curve. It just follows how it needs to be reduced. And PPO with custom CNN, we can see it's a steep curve. In the 100K itself, it almost reached the loss, and there is no much improvement after that. Yeah, so we have trained our environment for all the 4 variants of the algorithms and see which algorithm is doing better for our particular environment. How we calculated that is with the help of the trained policy, we saved it to our drive and then loaded back again, applied on the environment and see how much reward each variant is gaining by running it for fewer iterations. As you can see, they have recorded the average total reward for all the 4 flavors. You can see PPO with default CNN has higher reward when compared to other flavors like PPO with custom CNN or A2C with default, or let be A2C with custom CNN. Even in the GIF, you can understand that PPO with default CNN does better. It can hit back the ball better when compared to other GIFs that are generated for other algorithms. With this, we would like to conclude that we have done experiments and done analysis and come up with this, that PPO with the default CNN does better for our environment with higher rewards. We would like to quickly show how we have done in our Colab notebook as well. We have also added all the descriptions, which makes the user to easily walk through the steps involved in it. It starts with library installation and instantiating the environment for all the 4 flavors of algorithm, doing the pre-processing to speed up the computation that it does not need all the color channels, reducing the size, staking the frames. It's all done. And then we one thing we want to highlight is we parallelize the execution, that it does not need to do in a single CPU, that it is done parallelly, which boosts up the performance. And we have also given the custom CNN's structure to extract features. And when it comes to utilizing part, that is where the actual training happens. And finally, we have saved it to the drive that it can be loaded anytime. We don't have to reclaim it again. Load it back and see how much reward it's attaining on each of the iteration. With this, like, we can visibly see which algorithm does better. We are able to record it with numerical values with the actual reward. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. It's for around